2022 Jeep Wrangler 4xe review. What's new? Minor changes to standard feature availability. Part of the fourth Wrangler generation introduced for 2018. What's it like to live with? We bought a 2018 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon and drove it for 2 years and 50,000 miles through a variety of adventures. Performance. How does the Wrangler 4xe drive? This does not mean that the Wrangler is free of stress points. The 4xe has 375 horsepower thanks to a plug-in hybrid system and a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. That is a significant improvement over the Wrangler standard turbocharged 4-cylinder engine and base V6 engine. Our test Wrangler Rubicon 4xe, fully charged, went from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 7 seconds. Although the standard Wrangler with 4 cylinders is not far behind, 7.4 seconds, that is respectable. Our test Wrangler weighed 5.275 pounds, so the 4xe powertrain does have an effect on braking performance. Our Rubicon 4xe required much more distance to stop from 60 miles per hour in a simulated panic than the majority of SUVs do. In any case, the brakes are really reliable and simple to use in commonplace driving. Due to its large tires, disconnectable front stabilizer bar, and lockable differentials, the Wrangler Rubicon excels in off-road conditions. Due to the extra protection required for the battery, the 4xe has slightly less departure clearance than a regular Wrangler, but we believe that this is a small price to pay for what you get. Comfort. In what ways is the Wrangler 4xe comfortable? The Wrangler's robust construction, which gives it its ready-for-anything personality, also makes for a rough ride, especially in the Rubicon trim, which is ready for off-roading. With the power retractable soft top that can be added as an option, the car's boxy design and large tires produce a lot of wind and road noise. We did notice that the Wrangler's highway ride was slightly more settled thanks to the 4xe powertrain's additional weight. The Wrangler doesn't put a lot of significance on traveler solace, yet among the features, the front seats are very much formed and stay reasonable on lengthy outings. The rear bench is softer and flatter, but it sags slightly. We like the efficient climate control, which also has air vents in the back. Interior. How is the interior of the Wrangler 4xe, which is currently available for sale near you? The majority of individuals will require the grab handles to enter the Wrangler due to its elevated stance. The Wrangler Unlimited has adequate passenger space inside, but it is not particularly roomy. Even though there are a lot of controls, especially in the Rubicon, which has a lot of options for off-road driving, the layout is very easy to understand. The square windows and slim pillars significantly reduce blind spots. The driving position is fairly upright, but the seat and steering wheel can be adjusted in a useful range. Naturally, the Wrangler's removable top is one of its most appealing features. You can get an open roof experience quickly with a soft top, a hard top, or the handy but expensive Sky One Touch Power Top. Technology. How is technology? The graphics on the 8.4-inch Yukon Next system are clear and respond quickly. There are numerous USB and USB-C charging ports that are simple to access, and smartphone integration with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay is supported. Sadly, there is no wireless charging option, and even the upgraded Alpine audio system lacks sufficient power for our tastes. The Wrangler's optional driver aids, such as adaptive cruise control, forward collision warning, and rear parking sensors, were installed in our test vehicle. During our testing, all of the systems performed well, and the collision warning system did not produce any false positives. Storage. How is storage doing? The Jeep's narrow body is good for off-roading, but it doesn't carry as much cargo as rivals like the Toyota 4Runner. Nevertheless, if you want to carry additional items, the rear seats fold neatly into the floor. In addition, there are an underfloor compartment and 6 sturdy tie-down points. The door pockets are nothing more than shallow nets, and there are not many places to store small items up front. As long as they aren't too bulky, car seats fit easily in the Unlimited. If you want a seat that faces the rear, you might have to move the front seat forward. The Wrangler can be flat-towed behind a motorhome and can tow up to 3.500 pounds, which is good for the class. Fuel economy. How much fuel do you use? It might make sense if you can plug the 4xe in on a regular basis and have a short commute. The 4xe's electric range, according to the EPA, is 22 miles before the engine kicks in. Despite our best efforts, we were only able to squeeze 18.7 miles in. In comparison to other plug-in hybrids, the Wrangler 4xe's electrical efficiency, or how far it can drive per kilowatt-hour of electricity, is also pretty poor. However, due to the Wrangler Rubicon's brick-shaped design and large knobby tires, you need to be realistic. The 4xe's combined MPG is only 20 after the electric power goes out. Ironically, that is worse than almost every Wrangler engine, with the exception of the V8 and the V6 with a manual transmission. After running out of power, we got 20.2 mpg on our mixed driving test route. Value: is the Wrangler 4xe worth the money? You'll need to be a very specific buyer if you want the 4xe to be a good value. A Wrangler with the 4xe powertrain can cost more than $10,000 more, depending on the trim level you choose. Fortunately, the 4xe Wrangler fits the bill for the $7.500 government tax break, as well as various state and neighborhood motivations. However, those impetuses will not matter to each purchaser. The 22 miles of all-electric range that is estimated by the EPA should be sufficient for the majority of short commutes, which will reduce the cost of gas. Similar to other Wranglers, the build quality is distinct and satisfying. Although the interior is comparable to that of much less expensive Wranglers, the materials are attractive and have a pleasant tactile feel. Roadside assistance and warranty coverage for the Jeep are average. The Jeep Wrangler is one of the most distinctive automobiles in the world. This is one of the few remaining off-road vehicles with no compromises. That, when combined with a potent plug-in hybrid powertrain, results in a vehicle that stands out in virtually every way. Which Wrangler 4xe is recommended by? The Wrangler to acquire is still the Rubicon. Whether you're new to off-roading or an experienced conqueror, its upgraded off-roading hardware opens up a world of possibilities for adventures. Models of the Jeep Wrangler 4xe. The Jeep Wrangler is an SUV that comes in two versions, the 2-door Unlimited and the 4-door Unlimited. There are two main trim levels for the 2-door Wrangler, Rubicon and Sports. A few sub-trims are also based on the Sport, Altitude, Willys Sport, and Sport S. The Sahara, the Rubicon 392, and the 4xe plug-in hybrid, only available on the Sahara or Rubicon trims, are additional options available on the 4-door Wrangler Unlimited. Most Wranglers accompany a part-time 4-wheel drive framework with low-range outfitting. An all-wheel drive system is an option.